What up, Dokkaners? So we have just been given another hint for the upcoming worldwide download celebration. Not just, actually, last night. So today's video, we're going to be talking about the crazy wild firestorm of theories that have emerged from this second hint. Because I gotta say, we have all collectively, well, those of us who have been wishing for Future Saga, we are very much guilty of trying to wish that into existence without actual tangible stuff. That this new hint really just calls into question everything that we've been thinking up until this point. And I love that. Me personally, I love the way that they're doing this with the hints, with the cryptic, really unclear, ambiguous hints, because that just engages the conversation. It fires up the community. It brings people on, onto the various social media platforms to discuss this. Granted, it can get toxic, but no community is without toxicity. I just think that this is good. And on the contrary, the other alternative would be leaks, right? And people have expressed their disdain for leaks because it gives away the element of surprise. There's no drama to it, right? So I think that this is actually good. If you have your own feelings about that, feel free to share it in the comments down below. But I personally like it, and I would rather just enjoy the moment. So what we're going to look at first is the first day's hint that we already discussed in a previous video, and then we're going to take a look at the new hints, because the second one has basically undone everything that we've been thinking in the first one, depending on how you look at it. So let's start by watching this. As you guys remember, this was me thinking this was a toilet seat. I got problems, I know. But ultimately, the main theory that came out of this was time machine. This looks like the dome, right? The main dome of the time machine. Those little shapes in the back are like the wings of the time machine, which, it's still very much a possibility. And then ultimately, this gets more fleshed out. Then they add like a cover to it. They start painting it black, which is interesting. And then we got these little tiles. This brought a lot of people to the theory that this could be the cell games, because these are individual tiles on the actual world tournament stage at the cell games, which is still possible. But this was pretty much what it was, right? Like we talked about Future Saga, we talked about the cell games. Some people thought maybe Majin Buu. I don't remember who, but there was like some talk about that. But now let's take a look at the new hint. The new hint definitely changes some things depending on who you are. So I don't need to play the music. It's basically just the Dokkan music. But first things first, we see Dokkan Battle in a full like diorama style creation, which is awesome. So that just tells me this is gonna be some sort of a 3D project, which is really cool. Then we get this. Now, by the way, maybe I'm just hungry. This looks like a cookie, and that looks like icing, frosting. Looks so delicious. I would love to eat this. This looks like, I don't know what this. I don't know. This is just like some fresh cookie dough. This looks so good. But anyway, this little circular shape gets lathered in green, whatever you want to call that. But it starts looking like grass. So with all that grass there, what does that mean? Well, then we get this. We get these angular shaped clouds, which to me, when I see that, I think immediately of the Nimbus cloud because of the little like trail shape. But these are just regular clouds, right? But then they show this. So the clouds are being placed on this cylindrical shape. So now at this point, we've been given a patch of grass, or what we think is grass, right? And we are given clouds. And that's it. And a circular thing. So what do we possibly make from that? Where do we go from here? So let's go over a few of the theories that have emerged. I'm sure that there are more. If you have your own crazy theories, feel free to share it in the comments down below if it's not mentioned in the video. But I started out by just stating the obvious, right? Because of all of the Future Saga propaganda that myself and many copers have been dropping on social media, and also the videos that we've been making, that's kind of been the leading theory, especially with the time machine and all that. Dokkan fields, this whole like field zone bonus thing. The Infinity Zamasu stratosphere still seems like a plausible thing with the zones being an issue, right? So with all that said, grass plus clouds, I thought of a rusted over time machine or something involving the time machine with grass. Now, to be fair, to play devil's advocate, this doesn't quite mean anything explicit. It doesn't link the two, but visually, this is what I thought of. So I shared that. And just to, just for my boy Theo, Dokkan Assets, he thought the same thing. We tend to do that where we'll post the same thing at the same time. One of us will realize we copied the other inadvertently, and then we'll say, hey, I did that. I was trying to do that. Anyway, so that's the first one. And then, of course, more time machine shenanigans. So our boy Truth dropped this, which I'm sure a lot of people were thinking. Rusted over time machine doesn't necessarily just mean Super. Could also mean Z. We could be seeing a return to Dragon Ball Z, where we get the Android Cell Saga. One common thread between both arcs, Future Arc and Android Cell Saga, is Trunks. Maybe this is a Trunks celebration worldwide download, right? Maybe part one is Trunks facing off against Mecha Frieza. Maybe part 1 is Trunks against, I don't know. Who does Trunks fight? He only fights Perfect Cell and, yeah, Mecha Frieza. So maybe it's that one. And then part 2 could be Trunks versus Zamasu, right? For Future Saga. Also, this guy's here because of the circular green thing. A lot of people were thinking Infinity Stratosphere with Zamasu. The thing is, though, where do the clouds come in? Because if you're thinking of that exact shot of Zamasu, this is engulfing the entire planet. So you can't exactly call this... I mean, there's no opportunity for clouds unless those aren't clouds and those are just like smaller pieces of the whites in his face. Maybe this is like an intentional misdirect. Who knows? So that's another leading theory because, again, Future Saga, we've all been talking about it. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I've been dropping tons of Future Saga propaganda. I want to wish this into existence. So then for some of the copers out there, for those who are hoping for superhero, I threw this out there because it kind of does work. We got these angular shapes that are colored white with Piccolo's home. We got the mountain that Piccolo will sit on and meditate, do his image training or whatever, with a little circular portion that floats out of the ground. The only thing is, though, I'm pretty sure that's not actually grass. I think it's dirt, but I don't remember. I don't remember if it's dirt before or it's after Gamma attacks or what. But I just threw that out there just sort of as a funny little joke. The theories are running rampant. Might as well add a few more, right? Then I saw somebody tweet this out, the Kami House, which kind of fits the bill. We got clouds in the background, not that they match in terms of shape, but we do have the Kami, or we do have the clouds in the background. We have the circular green patch of land, although there is some extra land here. But if this is a diorama, this could be ultimately placed on something bigger. This is not all that there is, right? So there's going to be more things involved to fill out and flesh out this entire scene, this entire environment. So maybe this could be Kami House. But then I ask, if it is Kami House, what the heck does that mean in terms of a saga? Because the Kami House is kind of just the central point that all the heroes kind of congregate in various sagas. We had it during Saiyan Saga. We had it during Android Cell Saga. We had it during anything, really. Garlic Jr. Maybe this is a Garlic Jr. worldwide download. I mean, this doesn't really give anything, but hey, it's a theory, right? Then we got clowns out there like my boy Proton. He's probably smoking some grass right now. Grass and clouds, that can only mean one thing, right? So shout out to Proton. Then we got the theory that has really kind of, I feel like, taken over the conversation, or at least thrown a massive wrench into the conversation that's currently ongoing, which is Future Saga, right? There is a large chunk of people, myself included, who are thinking Future Saga. There's a smaller chunk of people who think Android Cell Saga. And now there is a growing contingent of people who are following the Goresh theory here, which is Dragon Ball Saga. This does fit on a lot of different things. Number one, Korin's Tower is a long cylindrical device, or it's not a device, a long cylindrical shape architecture that does kind of adhere to the whole cylindrical shape here that they put the clouds on. So this could be some sort of a rotating mechanism that sort of gives that same illusion of Goku climbing up with the clouds kind of circling around, right? So it could be that. The patch of grass at the bottom could just be the base for Korin's Tower. Or maybe this extends past Korin's Tower. Maybe this is not just there, but it goes even further and it goes to, well, it's not here, but Kami's Lookout, right? It could even go to Kami's Lookout because of the tiles, right? You got the tiles right here. That could be Kami's Lookout right there, which does work. So did Dragon Ball Saga just suddenly shoot to number one as the main leading theory for all of this? It's possible. Maybe this was never about Future Saga. Maybe this was never about Vegito. Maybe we're going to be getting Kid Goku and Piccolo. Maybe we are going to get something that will further the Golden Week hype that people had for the Goku and the Demon King Piccolo. I know a lot of people weren't the biggest fans of it, so to be fair, this would be a pretty divisive celebration in terms of reception, but in terms of continuity from Golden Week, it does kind of translate. So suddenly this has now become a major front runner, in my opinion, and we still need more. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like whatever you think this is, we need more. And the question is, are they going to continue to give us small little pieces of it, or are they going to start to kind of pick up the pace here at this point? For me, I'm loving every second of this, so I would love for this to drag on for another few hints. I think if we make this like a week-long thing where every other day to drop a hint, by week's end, that would be like the third or fourth, probably the fourth hint. So after like 8 days, the fourth hint, we can kind of just give it away. I feel like that's okay because all this conversation's been fun for me. I think it's been great. I know some people don't like it because of like, you know, they don't want to be strung along. They'd rather know, but I feel like that kind of then goes back to the whole debate with leaks and no leaks. So I don't want to get into all that. I just want to say that I'm loving this. I hope we can find out more soon. but I also hope that this does take a little bit longer so we can get more theories to come out of this. If you guys have any more crazy theories that aren't any of these that I mentioned in this video, except for this, stupid. If there's anything else you guys have, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to know what you guys have to say about this, because this is pretty fun. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this whole setup that they're doing here, as they're kind of incrementally getting closer to an ultimate reveal of the worldwide download celebration. Would you rather find out all at once? Would you rather have them do it like this, kind of like how they do for Legends, where they give us small hints here and there? Would you rather this be Future Saga or Dragon Ball Saga? If you have to choose one of those two, actually, we'll throw an Android Cell Saga in there as well. If you have to choose between those 3 sagas, which one would you personally prefer it be? And then let me know your other theories in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. As soon as you get more information, I will let you guys know either in the pinned comment or on social media, or I'll just make another video. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.